Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sean and today I'm going to be taking you through my top 37 for this year's Eurovision Song Contest. So this is my personal rankings. A bit of housekeeping. I'm sorry if my faves are not the same as your faves. I'm not going to sit here and shit talk any country. I don't care if I get called a yes man or whatever. Like, fair play to all the entries this year for submitting a song that they're proud of. I obviously have my own personal taste, which is, I'll be the first to admit, is questionable at times. So appreciate the vast majority of the songs for what they are. But this is my personal rankings. You can like it or not, I don't really care. It's what I like. So sorry in advance. For anyone that does not agree, let's just get right into it. There's a lot of songs to cover. So starting off with my last place position, it is Romania. Okay, I just don't see many redeeming qualities about this song, honestly. Find it a bit cringy. I don't like the song itself. I mean, the Theodore is bringing charisma, which is great, but the song does nothing for me, so I've not listened to it again, and I don't plan to. I mean, obviously, apart from when it competes in the semis, but yeah, there's not a lot to say about it. It's just not for me. I don't like it. My 36th position is Australia. Sky turns red at the sunrise, since you told me everything's alright. This, for me, it just feels a bit too much like a parody. I get this kind, I can see why some people will like it. I think this could be in some people's tops. If this kind of song feels nostalgic and feels, I don't know, likeable. It just doesn't for me. I don't gravitate towards it. I have not gone to listen to it again since my first listen. It's just not really my music taste. So yeah, 36th place is Australia. My 35th spot now is Albania. This is a shame because I love that it's bringing ethnic and tradition to a contest that's really lacking it this year. But this one did just fall a little too flat. I'm only going off the original live performance that I saw. I've heard that there's a revamp and a music video, which I guess need to check out. I don't know that, well, it would have to be a real revamp to elevate it out of my bottom 5. But maybe there's a chance, so I'll have to give that a listen properly and see. My 34th place goes to Azerbaijan. 1,000 miles away from the city that I never even chose. I think the reason why is all because of people who treat you like a... This is a shame. It's a cute song. It's a breath of fresh air. I still stand by that. And in a contest that's so full of chaos and crazy attention-seeking numbers, this will make for nice viewing, I think, but I just don't think it will stand out enough. And it's cute, it's giving cute, but I don't know that it's quite right for this contest as a standout song. So yeah, that's why I've got Azerbaijan as my number 34. And then on the complete flip side of the coin, my 33rd place goes to Croatia. I expected this to be higher in my rankings, honestly, but I do think a lot of this song's appeal is the shock factor. This is one that I have gone back and watched a few times since, and I do think it's very entertaining and in parts the melody is really good and the message, obviously. And I do actually think this will qualify, like the shock, the shock value's there for first-time watchers, but just it does lose something for me, having gone and seen it again and again. So yeah, that's why it's not higher on my rankings. In 32nd position, I have Ireland. I just think this sounds like the song that most sounds like it was written for Eurovision. Okay, just generic. I think it's got a great melody. I think it will go down really well live. I'd like to see it live. I'd like to be in an audience. It feels the song is so anthemic, and it's one that the audience can really get behind, but it just is a bit weak for me, a bit too generic, and just sounds too... You have like the likes of Queen of the Kings, which also sounds like a song written just for Eurovision, but you see the levels that there between those two songs, and yeah, Island is just not cutting it for me, unfortunately. And in my 31st position, we have San Marino. I don't understand what people's beef is with San Marino. I really don't think it's that bad a song. I think it's a relatively good song. I see potential. I just do see this song being elevated on the stage at Liverpool. I might be crazy. In any case, no matter how bad the song is, it's so ridiculous that a delegation has to come out in defense of this, you know, the song that they're putting forward. I think it's a shame, basically. But yeah, I think this song has potential. Obviously the lyrics are questionable in parts, but there's something about it. The hook, I think, is catchy. I don't think it's that bad. My 30th position is Moldova. This is one that I think has a higher chance to grow in my personal rankings between now and Eurovision. I do see like the catchy earworm element of it, especially like the instrumental section. But I just haven't listened to it again that much. So I'm not rating it that highly right now, but I do see in the run-up to Eurovision this growing on me more. In 29th position, I have Poland. I never let me down, dirty down, down, down. I'm gonna show you what it is you're... This is another one that I'm just not really on board the hate train with. I don't know the ins and outs. I did get to see Gladiator live at the Melfest Arts Party, and I thought it was great, but I also rate this song as an entry for Poland. She needs to work on her delivery, don't get me wrong, and the staging needs elevating for sure to have a chance of qualifying, but I think the song itself is the most aligned with my taste out of the ones I've spoken about so far. I think it's a really good boppy little number, so yeah. My 28th position goes to Switzerland. Soldier, I don't wanna have to play with real blood. We ain't playing now. This is just one that I can appreciate the melody, the vocals, the guy is talented for sure, but the song just doesn't click with me, like some other songs in this contest, and that's okay. Yeah, it just hasn't quite clicked. Maybe when I hear this live for the first time, that will change. But based on what I've seen and what I've heard so far, just the studio cut and music video, it's not higher for me, unfortunately. In my 27th position, we have Malta. I think this is a fun song. Still think it's different from a lot of the acts that we have this year at Eurovision. It's giving, you know, Bruno Mars-esque style. I think this could go down well. It just, again, it's a taste thing. The style of song is just not one that I immediately gravitate towards for like a repeat listen. It's not on my playlist. Other songs from the Maltese selection are, and this one is not, unfortunately, so that's why it's not higher. In 26th position, we have Ukraine. Yeah, don't get how you feel. Get out of my way, yeah. Guess I got... This one has grown, for sure, in my personal rankings since re-listening a few weeks ago. This one and Belgium, who, spoiler, we'll come to next. Yeah, Ukraine, I think, is a great song. Again, I'm just still reconciling the fact that it's coming from Ukraine. It's just so different from the really heavy ethnic traditional songs that they've sent in more recent years, which I've always loved. But objectively, it's a very commercially friendly song, and it sounds good, and the staging was very cool, so I can't hate on it. And in 25th place, Belgium.
and we sure got to celebrate. Hey, yeah, yeah, when the world...
This song, again, it's a grower. I think my initial reaction was definitely swayed by me having other preferred songs and acts from Belgium's Eurosong. This song is great. Friends that I have that aren't crazy into Eurovision really love this song. And it is going to be a very, very fun number on the night in the semi. So yeah, this is growing on me, and this has more room to grow also. In 24th place, we have Portugal. This one, I expected to be higher when I was trying to work out my rankings of everything, because this one, the thing that makes this so good is the live performance. Her delivery, the fun she brings, the charisma she has. She is such talent, for sure. And the song is quirky and fun, and it's got the flamenco flavour that I love. Just, again, it's not one that I go back and want to run to listen to again and again. It's like one that I want to watch again and again. So just trying to think of the songs, that's how I'm trying to do this. It's so hard, because for some songs we have live performances, for others we don't. So I'm trying to, with the songs where I've not heard a live performance, I'm trying to think about what the potential of the live delivery could bring. So yeah, when I had all the songs out, looking at each one, this was one that I'm willing to get higher up, but again, it's just not, it's got so much it brings with its live performance, but when I listen to it on Spotify, it doesn't have the same impact on me. In my 23rd place, we have Cyprus. I think this is a solid entry, so long as he can bring the vocals live, because this song relies so heavily on an impeccable vocal delivery. So it kind of just depends on that. It could not qualify like last year, depending on how the vocals sound on the night. I think if he brings it, then this has a very strong chance, because it's so technically hard to sing this song. If he does it well, I'll be blown away, and yeah, we'll take my hat off to him. In my 22nd spot, we have Estonia.
We got back on track, tearing down the walls slowly every step. Now I see myself.
This was much, much higher up in my rankings when the first song was first selected by Estonia. But it has gradually over the weeks just been relegated by other songs that, again, just have like more of, that I have more of a connection with, that I want to go back and listen to again and again. There is no denying what a talent leaker is, like without a shadow of doubt. Incredible, incredible voice. I just don't run to it when I look at all of the songs in this year's contest. In my 21st position, we have Georgia. This, again, I think it's got growth potential. It's like the most recent one that's come out, so I haven't had enough time with it yet. The other girly, poppy, upbeat songs that came out around about the same time, I prefer the others, which is why this is lower down. But I've heard rumblings on Eurovision Patia that maybe she's going to be switching up to have some more Georgian in there. I think they said that they took off Spotify, so who knows. That a bit of extra flavour could make me much more drawn to it. I know this is really high up in other people's rankings. I haven't seen her performance at the pre-party. Apparently it was incredible, so maybe I need to watch a live performance to appreciate this one more, or just take more time with it. But for now, that's where I have Georgia. And in my 20th place, we have Denmark.
Baby's jumping, falling apart. I'm not scared to love you, but I'm scared of breaking my heart.
This sucks so much, because this is definitely, like, if I hadn't seen a live performance, just studio song alone, this would be my probably top 5 songs of the year. But I just can't forget the fact that I've seen the live performance and it just does not, it's not there for me yet. I know that there's time between now, or between when Danse Melody Grand Prix final was and Eurovision, to switch it up and improve and rehearse. But I just don't know if the balance and like the head to chest voice switch, I don't know if it works for live performances. I would love to be proven wrong because I think the song is killer, but just don't love the live performance of it, which is why it's not higher. In my 19th position, we have Latvia. Another one, I see growth potential. The more I listen to this song, the more I like it. It is a really, really strong entry. My worry is that I don't know how people will connect on a first listen. I don't know if I see it, but I like it. Yeah, it gets better and better with more listens, so keep listening, guys. In my 18th position, I have France. Such a fun number. I think the song has so much going for it, but I think it has so much room for elevation, depending on how she brings it live. Is Lazara going to give me all the diva feels? What is the stage going to look like? Is she going to pull off the vocals? There's a lot to contend with this song. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, France is my number 18. And my 17th spot goes to Slovenia. Still get all the nostalgic feels whenever I hear this song. Reminds me of all the UK alternative bands that were the soundtrack to my growing up. I think it's a lot of fun. I think they're going to bring a lot of fun to the stage. I see this qualifying. I expect good things for Slovenia. I know this is a lot of people's, you know, top 5, top 10. It's not quite attuned enough to my taste now to make that kind of ranking for me, but it's good, no doubt. My 16th position goes to Iceland. Dilia Power. I think we just need more on the stage. I need to be more blown away with the staging. I think the vocals are there. The song is strong. I think the song is different. I just need her to do more, and she just like gets really into it, too far gone. I know it needs progression, but yeah, I think if we could have some more excitement and, I don't know, feel more drawn in earlier on in the song, then I'd rate it more. My 15th position goes to Serbia.
Game over.
The song is incredible, okay? We just need to work on them vocals. I think, yeah, my only worries are the vocals and the stage and, I guess, subject matter being so dark. I think a lot of sort of casual Eurovision watchers tune in for a fun time, for a party, and just to enjoy the festivities. So I don't know how well this gothic, I mean, what am I talking about? Think of Lordi, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know how it will resonate. It does have like a, yeah, kind of spooky feeling about it. It's kind of on trend, but I don't know, we'll see. And my 14th place goes to Germany. We're so happy we could die. Blood and glitter. I said when Lord of the Lost won the German national selection, oh, this has to be in the top 10. But then it's only when I look at all the other countries, it's so competitive this year, in my opinion, that it just didn't actually even end up making my top 10. But without a doubt, a standout. I really, really, really hope they do well and get, because I have seen mixed reactions, mixed feelings about this one. I think the song is stellar. I love a rock song with a good melody. I think it has that. So I think it deserves to do well. It remains to be seen if it will, but I hope it does. And in my 13th place, we have Grease.
Last souls make sure no one loses the way.
Severely underrated, I fear. Now, again, I have not heard this live, so this could be a flop. If that voice with that tone and that depth sounds anything close to the studio cut when he does this live, I will just love it. I think it's such an incredibly well-produced song. All the little elements, the characteristics that give it just something a bit more. I don't quite know why. It does sound like it could be a UK radio hit, a James Arthur song, no doubt about it. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't know. I really, really like this song. And my 12th position goes to Spain. Again, it's a bit like Portugal in that I love this song so much more when I'm watching the performance, in terms of, you know, going back and listening to it of my own accord on Spotify. I don't do that with this song, but I know how mesmerising the live performance is, how flawless the vocal is, and how just unbelievably incredible and captivating the staging that she brought was. So I have actually got no doubt in my mind that this will do well, so long as Europe gets it, which I didn't at first, granted, but yeah, I think the live performance brings everything together, so I think our Blanca Paloma will do well. And just falling short of my top 10, my 11th spot goes to the UK. This song slaps. Sorry. I think the music video is excellent. I think it's got such radio-friendly appeal. I think it will be a hit. And I surely hope that it does well, because I think it really deserves to. But it's the same as, you know, May, Noah, Brunette. It depends so much on what they're going to do live, and I've not seen that yet. So for now, we have May in 11th spot. And in my 10th place, we have Israel. Again, broken record at this point. I think it's a killer song. Stand out. How will she do it? If she comes out as any kind of centaur, she's lost me. I'm just putting that out there. Yeah, I don't want to see any unicorns on that stage. I've been schooled on the meaning of the song. I don't feel any more connected to it knowing that. I appreciate it, but I just think it's a great song. And I've seen lots of people say it sounds like so many songs merged together, but I do think the more you play it, the more it just does stick and make sense in your head. I think it's a really, really great entry from Israel. I'm expecting amazing things because I've heard such incredible things about Noah Girl's live ability. So let's see what she brings. And in my 9th position, we have the Czech Republic. I fear that I might have definitely underrated this song to start with. I liked it for sure, especially out of the Czech selection. It was my favourite, but I wasn't sure on its competitiveness. But now, without, you know, anywhere near as many sort of ethnic-y, traditional sounding songs that I was expecting, this is a clear standout. And having watched the music video, understanding the story a bit more, it is goosebumps. It's just, yeah, it's a killer entry. And I think this ought to be in everyone's top 10s. Because I just think it's incredible. sorry, not to be more profound, but I just think it's really very captivating. It was very messy in the national final. Bits needed tweaking for sure, but I have no doubt that by the time it comes to actual Eurovision week, they would have figured that out. So yes, my 9th place, Czech Republic. And my 8th position is the Netherlands.
I'm sorry, I'm just human, I'm losing myself, I'm chasing high.
Just my music taste in a song, I just absolutely bloody love it. Again, there's the whole thing of what they're gonna do, how are they gonna, if there's any kind of cringiness in this duet on stage. I mean, to be fair, the song itself, it being like a male-female duet, but not being about, you know, like a romantic relationship and such, it gives me hope that it's not going to be styled cringy. I don't know, I don't want them to go down any kind of cringe route. I think the song itself is just so classy, elegant, it's beautiful sounding. They just need to keep it simple, but elevated. And this, God, this needs to qualify. Please, Europe, do not let this flop. Okay, my 7th position goes to Italia.
L'ultima canzone, poi la luna esploderà. Sarò lì a dirti.
This was in my first position for some time, but it doesn't have as high an impact afterwards. Once you've seen it for the first time, there's no doubt about that. But definitely my favourite male vocal of this year's contest. And I mean, I'm a sucker for an Italian ballad, so it's my taste, so that's why I like it. I don't suspect this will have the greatest mass appeal necessarily, but I think he deserves to do well. He's such talent, and I think the song is beautiful. And in 6th place, we have Lithuania.
Someone like me.
I did not think I would have Lithuania in my top 10 at Eurovision. The song, in contrast to every time I've said, it doesn't have the same impact after you've watched it for the first time. Every single time I watch this, I get the same feeling of just joy. Just joy. I feel joy in my veins every time I watch this performance or listen to the song. So there's got to be something in that, right? There's something in this recipe that's working. I don't know if it's just me, again, and my taste, but I think this is spectacular. So I hope it will qualify, right? I need this in the final. This is I think this is the only one in my top 10. Lithuania and the Netherlands are my only top 10s that I really worry might not end up qualifying, but I don't know. You tell me. Now we are on to my top 5. Let me start by saying that I think it's fairly well established that it's Sweden's for the taking, right? But I have to say, hand on heart, I would not be mad by any of these next ones taking the crown. I think all of these next 5 would be deserving winners, honestly, of this year's contest. So, number 5, Austria.
There's a ghost in my mind.
I can't fathom what these two girls are going to do on the stage in Liverpool to perform this song. I'm so intrigued. I cannot tell you. So, as long as they don't cock that up, this is the funnest. Oh, wow, actually. Finland. This and Finland, spoiler alert, are the funnest songs in this year's contest that are just going to get the crowd going. They're going to be fan favourites. So, as long as, yeah, they do something exciting. They put on a show. And in the studio cut, their voices sound so raspy and just have so much depth to them. As long as they can bring that to the Eurovision too, then I think they're on to do very good things. My fourth spot goes to Norway. Objectively, an awesome song. She's so charismatic. She has got so much power in that voice, the way she commands the stage, the way it is staged. I don't think they need to change a thing. I think they just need to plop that national final performance onto the Eurovision stage, and that could be competition for Sweden. I think it's incredible. This is now as my third place. Let the record state, okay, that if this is staged well, this is my favourite song of Eurovision 2023. Armenia. This came out recently, and this is by far my most played song out of this year's selection of countries. Every single time Brunette starts singing Armenian, I get goosebumps. I might have listened to it 200 times. I still, just shivers go through my body. I think this is such an incredible song. And the only reason I can't have it at my #1 spot is because I just don't know what they're going to do and how she's going to sound live. So I can't put it there yet, but if they make the live performance anything as elevated as the music video, then yeah, it's my #1 of the year. In my #2 spot, it does switch. My first and second does switch depending on the day. Right now I have Sweden there. I don't need to harp on about this one. I think this is probably the most deserving package to win this year's contest, as far as I'm aware, in terms of the live performances. But there's this, I keep reading about them, like the Liverpool arena not being able to facilitate the staging that she needs to pull this off. So, we'll see. That will be gutting. I have no doubt that they'll come up with something creative to get around that situation and put on just as spectacular a show. But without a doubt, the staging does elevate this song. It is an amazing song, but the whole performance and the way she sings it and what's going on around her, it does make it stand out and have so much more impact. So it will be a real shame if they can't do what they intended to, but I have absolutely no doubt this will kill it no matter what. And then that brings us to my current #1 position, Finland. This song just doesn't get old. It just doesn't get old, and it's a party, and I think it just represents what Eurovision should be about this year. I think it's gonna be the fan favourite of everyone in attendance at Liverpool, and yeah, I have really high hopes for Kärja, and I hope that he gets what he deserves, which is a very high positioning, if not the first place, the crown of Eurovision 2023. So those are my thoughts. If you disagree, I'd love to hear it politely and respectfully, of course. And let me know how crazy you think I am for some of my choices. I have no doubt that my list will not match many others, but I have no doubt that there'll be some people that think I have no taste. That's fine. thank you so much for watching as always, and for subscribing and such. And I will see you all soon with another one of some kind, I'm sure. Take care. Bye for now.